Matt Brown was a training partner of mine, and he just happened to get an injury in training, and coach advised him not to take the fight this close to it and risk anything. A few days later, I get a call from Joe Silva to see if I wanted to fight, and I jumped right on it. Every time Joe Silva's name comes across my cell phone, my eyes just light up like it's Christmas time. It's like, yes, I got a fight coming up. I was in shape when the opportunity came up. I was ready to go, so there was no doubt in my mind I could take this fight and I can do well. Every opportunity you get is definitely a blessing, and you have to take full advantage of it. And there's gonna be a time where I want to compete and I can't do it, and so if I'm young enough and I'm healthy enough to compete now, I want to take full advantage of it and do as much as possible, as often as possible, and become the best that I can be. Fighting a main event fight for UFC is just a huge opportunity, but being able to get to the point to fight for a headline just shows that if you're doing the right things throughout the years, and hard work is definitely paying off. Kelvin's a tough opponent. I mean, he has some couple good wins under his belt. He's been around the sport for a while, but I know he has a tendency to break in fights as well, and I'm pretty sure I can do that. Kelvin Gastelum, just thinking of a hard-working fighter. I mean, he's the kind of guy that just comes forward and pushes the wrestling. That's kind of going to be a person I face that kind of opponent, but he has to do it with a 10-inch reach advantage, and you have to close that distance before you can worry about wrestling. I kind of laugh at the idea that a lot of guys think that my ground game is underdeveloped. I mean, that's one of the areas I feel like I'm strongest. Jiu-jitsu is one of the martial arts that I started with when I started my mixed martial arts career.
There's the tap! Magny still rolling on!
And my fight style is definitely unique. I mean, I can go in there and strike it out with some guys, or I can go to the ground and grapple, or I can out-wrestle guys. So I'm just constantly looking for a way to win and look for advantage to finish the fight. It's going to be pretty interesting going to Mexico to fight Kelvin Gastelum. I mean, he's of Mexican descent, so I would imagine that a lot of the fans would be cheering for him and rooting for him. But I was in Mexico City for UFC 188, and I realized that the fans down there just enjoy guys that go out there and work hard and put on good fights. So I'm pretty sure by the end of the fight, the guys will be chanting my name and chanting for me. This is my first time fighting a 5-round fight, but I'm definitely excited for it. And I feel like it's an opportunity for me to shine and see how far I can go and definitely push myself. I feel like a win against Kelvin Gastelum definitely puts me in the mix for top 5 opponents and closer towards fighting for a world championship.